Can you share your thoughts on resilience in the workplace? As a leader of people going through change, is it resilience one wants to build to overcome adversity? Or how would you approach coaching teams going through adversity?
That's a good question. Who asked that?
I did.
That's a good question. We have to teach them that resiliency is a requirement to grow. Like, we all have to be resilient. And so you have to teach them the concept of pivoting forward. And most people are always looking backwards. They're regretting the past, but they're forgetting about the future. So they have to keep being reminded of whatever mistake they made, let it go. It's only what you do going forward. So resiliency is it's a requirement to really create massive shifts. So the leader's example has to be communicated effectively, but not beat the people up for mistakes. As a leader, you want to be demanding, not demeaning. So, like, we encourage our team to make mistakes. Like, I don't care about the mistakes. Because it's a teaching point to learn from and really grow your team. So it's really in how the leader communicates.
Regarding sales, I'm doing my 3 to 4 goal achieving activities every day: prospecting, sales calls, product of the product, training my sales presentation. How do I make these activities outside my comfort zone?
Well, are you doing it mechanically? Are you in the spirit of it? How are your sales results? If I was judging your sales presentation, how would I judge it? So that's how you can get it out of your comfort zone. Like, are you selling head to head, or are you selling heart to heart? So there's so many ways. Sales we want to keep getting better at. And that skill set cannot be dormant. The person who thinks they're already there has a lot of improvement to make. So we want to constantly upgrade our communication and our listening. A lot of people are listening to speak. And you want to listen with your heart. You want to listen with your emotions, because that's where you're going to find what the prospect really wants. Now, they could tell you what they want, and it's not their want. So when you're listening, it'll trigger another question that will open them up. So you want to look at how effective is my presentation, what I buy from me. So that's how you're constantly going to improve it.
Can you please explain the difference between A-type, B-type, and C-type goals?
I mean, that was Bob's thing. That's not my thing. So I'm more into 10x goals. But to explain it, an A-type goal is a goal that you've already achieved. So it's not going to grow you. A B-type goal is a goal that's something you've never done, just a little bit more. It'll stretch you a little bit, but not much. The C-type goal is what I focus on, which is more in line with 10x goals. It's going to demand you to grow. It's where the world-class energy is. And you're going to have to consistently disrupt comfort, but it's going to wake you up on fire, inspired. And those are the goals that you want to go after. The B and the A, there's no growth. So if there's no growth, there's not a lot of great rewards that are going to come with it. So when you set big goals, the goals are kind of like the want. The goals are there to build us. And you're trading your life for doing it, but you want it so badly. That's the feeling you're chasing. Too many people are setting too small of goals. They're setting goals a few % better than what they've always done. So we want to stretch ourselves to show ourselves who we can become. And as we challenge ourselves, that's what's going to build what Stacy was saying, the resiliency. That's going to build the growth in your identity. That's going to build your focus. But if I don't have a goal that I really want more than anything, I just write a goal, but I'm not committed to it, you're going to drift from it. A lot of people say they want goals, but they never work at it. And if they're not working at it every day by the actions, by their identity work, by the processes, they don't really want the goal. So I always say, look at your actions. Your actions will always tell you how badly you really want it.
You've mentioned that the 5 senses are the last to experience a quantum leap. What can we pay attention to along the journey that lets us know that we are on the right track to a quantum leap?
Your emotional state, always. Always your emotional state. You're going to see your behaviors changing. You're going to see your thinking changing. You're going to see no one has to hold you accountable. You hold yourself accountable. And then you're going to have this feeling like, I don't see it, but I know that I know it's coming. Like, always measure your emotional state. You're always going to feel it before you see it.
First of all, thank you for serving us, as I really want to pick your brain. What are some specific words or phrases I should avoid using, such as F will? I will. Oh, I will, sorry. I will, or I am going, which subconsciously imply that I haven't reached my goal yet. How can I reframe my language to reflect a mindset of already having achieved what I desire?
Well, we got to understand how the subconscious works. It doesn't understand future talk. It doesn't understand I will. It shuts off, so it feeds it right back to the conscious mind. It only knows the now, so everything is always in the present. We want to remove words try, need, but. Those are all limiting words, but everything wants to be in the present tense, and you want to speak all your language with emotional words. It feels so great that I've created a massive quantum leap. And I am creating breakthrough after breakthrough. So everything is in the now. Every time we go into the future, I will, your subconscious turns off. So you're cutting off 96 to 98% of your power. So when you're writing your model, when you're writing your new identity, if you're writing a new money story, you want it to be descriptive, exactly. Like if I was sending you a letter, I wouldn't send it to you all jarbled up. You wouldn't be able to read it. Well, if we send the universe vague requests, if we give our subconscious mind vague requests, we're going to get vague results. So we want to use emotional words, because that's the language, in the present tense, and be super descriptive.
The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. I'd like to hear how you look at this.
Well, it's the obsession of money. It's not the love. So a lot of people misunderstand what the Bible says. So that is not exactly what the Bible says. And if there's good, there's bad in everything. So if somebody uses money as power, there's going to be bad in it. If somebody was already a bad person, you give them money, they're going to really be a bad person. So money's not good or bad. Money doesn't make people make decisions. Money doesn't treat people poorly. That person's character does. There is nowhere that money is bad, or else we wouldn't have the law of compensation. So that is an outdated belief that people need to change. Because money's just an effect. Once we realize that, people are going to start understanding money much deeper. So it's not good, it's not bad. All it is an exchange of services. So put it in its place of where it is. But I will tell you, it is much better to have a lot of money than not have it. I will tell you that. You're going to enjoy a lot more experiences with money. And I had to heal my money relationship because I was raised with an outdated program. And I will tell you, everybody, I don't know anybody who just had it. I hope my kids have it because we're raising them to understand it. But that's going to be their journey. So our journey is to understand it. People are making the wrong decisions. They're not making decisions around money based on where it will grow them to. They're doing it in their comfort zone. And they're going to stay in the same results year after year after year. And that's what we have to understand. It's really easy to make decisions. Is this going to grow me? Yes, I do it. Is it going to contract me? No, I don't do it. That's it. Now, you may have an opportunity to raise your income, but it doesn't feel good. You've got to say no to that. You've got to say no to clients you don't want to work with, even if there's a monetary exchange. That's when you're going to activate wealth. Don't just work with everybody. Like if I didn't like Heidi, which I love Heidi, but if I didn't like her, I would tell her no. Like there's this woman who wants to work with me right now, and I keep telling her no. And she says, how come? And I said, we're not a good match. We're not a good fit. But she keeps sending me 5-minute voice texts. It doesn't change my opinion because I'm not the right person for her. And I know that. So I say no to that. I used to say yes to everybody, but then I would dread it. And we've got to be strong enough to walk away from an increase in income. That's when you're going to really understand wealth. When you're willing to walk away with what doesn't serve you.
What is your biggest mindset tool when your personal and/or emotional life starts to impact your goal?
Well, my personal life doesn't ever impact my goal. Like my goal is my whole life is a philosophy. So I don't look at like my financial goal greater than my family. Like my family is my number one motivator. Then it goes to my business. That's number 2. But I have my priorities in the right order. So I never choose anything above my family. Like when we first started the company, we sat down in Dallas, we had a meeting. Our first core value was family first. So it never affects it. So for me, I'm really strong in my philosophy and what's the most important. So I've always been like that. I remember I was in Toronto with our mentor, and he's like, why don't we stay for 2 days? And I said, I want to go home. It's my daughter's birthday. And I went home. And I didn't stay for 2 days because I didn't want to miss her birthday. And I've always had my priorities straight with that. So that's never been a hard decision for me.
Would you say that the saying, fake it till you make it, makes sense to get into the spirit of the future self?
You know, I hate that saying, to be honest with you. You know, like I really don't like that saying. You know, there are certain sayings that you just don't connect with. That was one for me.
You like the saying, fake is fake, real is real.
Yeah, I like, you know what, like for me, like all of us are different, so you got to see what worked for you. For me, it's training myself like I want to be. That's what connects with me. Like when I say fake it, it doesn't seem real. So for me, I don't connect to that. And I don't want to give my subconscious I'm faking it. So I use the phrase that connects the most with me, which is training my future self the way I want to live. Now, when I was first doing this work, I thought I was like lying to myself constantly. I thought I was lying to myself. You keep saying you're earning this, but you're not. You know, and then I realized one day I woke up and I said, you're not lying to yourself. You're training your future self how you're going to live. And then I really connected to that. So if fake it till you make it works for you, then use it. But like I can give you all the concepts. The processes are more important. It's the doing that's the most important. And we have to start using our mind. You know, if you're not winning significantly, you're not using your mind properly. I remember one day, I called my mentor and I said, do you try to earn money? Because I changed my results. So he's like, where are you going with this? And I said, I just want your answer first. He goes, no, earning money is a habit. And I said, winning is a habit and losing is a habit. It's automatic. He said, yes. So we've got to turn our programming into winning instead of sometimes winning, sometimes losing. The winners always win. Why? Because they never look at the losses. They learn from the losses, but they never let the losses take them over. Where the losers get so high with the wins and so low with the losses. Then they beat themselves up. We want where you're going to really get it. When you're really winning, I promise you this, you're going to treat winning and losing with the same temperance. It's going to be the same to you. Like when I lose, it's no different than when I win. Because I always say, this happened for me. And that's when you're really going to train yourself properly.
How do you shift to a frequency of attracting profitable clients?
You got to define who your ideal who is. Most people think they know their ideal who, but they don't look at it. I would look at your best clients and look at the characteristics they have, and then start communicating in your marketing to those people. And you're going to constantly attract your ideal who.
All right, that's all the questions for today. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your lunch, and we'll see you back at 1:45.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.